good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Wife of the president meets traditional rulers, religious leaders in Lagos. President Tinubu assures Nigerians of fairness in new tax reforms. On the front in South Korea, fires one shot at North Korean troops crossing border. And in sports, Besiktas manager showers praise on Nigerian midfielder Wilfred Ndidi over performance at Lausanne Sports Club. And now the details. I am Mike James. As part of her state visit, wife of the president, Oluremi Tinubu, held an interactive session with traditional rulers and religious leaders in Lagos State. Mrs. Tinubu arrived Lagos Thursday night on a 3-day working visit to Lagos. While addressing the attendees, Mrs. Tinubu described the meeting as important for her because she always meets with the custodian of the land as well as faith-based leaders to intimate them of her programs under the Renewed Hope Initiative and get feedback from them. She highlighted her advocacy for alternative high schools for girls, emphasizing the need for state government to replicate such to reduce the number of out-of-school children across the country. Mrs. Tinubu also pledged to partner with Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, and state governments to sustain second chance schools and strengthen girl-child education. She had this to say.
Through the Renewed Hope Initiative, we've been able to change the mindset even of opposition states. And we are all working together to make sure that we can give all these programs to get to the grassroots. At least few people, if they get and another person gets, before we know it, it will go all round.
The president's wife acknowledged a request presented by the Ayongbore of Ikorodu, Oba Adewale Shodobi, who spoke on behalf of royal fathers and assured them that their demands on constitutional recognition and enlisting of the 37 local council development areas will be relayed to the National Assembly. In his welcome speech, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu commended Mrs. Tinubu for deeming it fit to visit the state and constant support through her transformative initiatives that transcends politics and reinforces national hope.
And for the next couple of days, when you are going to be with us, it will be a time of success. It will be a time of real renewed hope for our people. And it will be a time that it will go into the testament of Lagos as a time when you came, you helped us rebuild, on all of the things we were doing, and you gave us all the encouragement to continue to do.
Our correspondent, Adiola. Okay, we'll take this one on the spot. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, expressed optimism that the interactive session with the traditional and religious leaders in Lagos will further seal the already existing developmental agenda of the state.
I think she has done a very, very good and the very right step in the right direction, having all the KBCs, the Muslim clerics and Christian, I think it's a very good one. And with the party leaders, this kind of announcements, that I believe we ginger awareness among Lagosians that we have our First Lady in Lagos, and she's very welcome, and we are ready to embrace her. Oh no, she's at least one of us. She's a Lagosian, and she has been doing good things before.
Our correspondent, Adiola Akindele, reports that the event was attended by dignitaries, including wife of the Vice President, Nana Shetima, wife of the Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat, and his wife, Oluremi, members of the State Executive Council, lawmakers, party faithful, other top government functionaries, among others. Special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Tourism, Arts and Culture, Idris Aregbe, has attended a partnership meeting at the China Consulate General and the Indian Embassy in Lagos. He met with the Consul General of China in Lagos, Yang Qing, and the Consul General of the Indian Embassy, Chandramouli Khan. Aregbe emphasized that the Lagos Cultural Mission represents a legal in motion driven by a resolve to gatekeep what matters, preserve what defines us, and project the people's unique dignity. He said discussions with the envoy centered on leveraging cultural exchange as a tool for mutual growth. Consul General Yang Qing expressed alignment with the vision of the Lagos Cultural Mission and pledged the support of the Chinese community towards advancing its objectives. Similarly, India's Consul General Chandra Mouli Ken and reinforced the importance of deepening cultural collaboration. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has announced that more than 500,000 Nigerians have completed their online pre-registration for the continuous voter registration exercise within just 5 days of its relaunch. Chairman of INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, stated this in Abuja during the official flag of the nationwide sensitization campaign aimed at boosting public participation in the voter registration process. Yakubu, who was represented by National Commissioner May Agbamuche Umbu, described the turnout as a strong indication that Nigerians remain eager to participate in the democratic process. He announced that the CVR exercise, which began with online pre-registration on Monday, August 18, will enter its fiscal phase on Monday, August 25. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the new tax reform laws are designed to relieve the most vulnerable from tax burdens, ensure fairness, and promote true redistribution of the nation's common wealth. The president said the laws, which take effect from January 2026, embody his administration's commitment to building transparent and equitable tax system. To aid compliance and enhance transparency, the president also announced the launch of a personal income tax calculator, which enables citizens to check their estimated tax under the new laws against what they currently pay. Tinubu explained that the tool demonstrates how the reforms protect low-income earners, strengthen progressivity, and simplify compliance. He added that tax reforms are part of the administration's broader fiscal restructuring agenda aimed at strengthening revenue mobilization while ensuring that ordinary citizens are not unfairly burdened. The Defense Headquarters has confirmed the arrest of a notorious terrorist kingpin, Adamu Buba, also known as Mai Pangshin, during the military operation in Plateau State. Buba, long wanted for orchestrating several deadly attacks in the north-central region, was captured alongside 13 other suspects in a coordinated raid. Director of Defense Media Operations, Marcos Kanye, said the military recovered arms, ammunition, and motorcycles during the operation that led to Buba's arrest. Kanye said across the country, troops intensified operations during the week, arresting 63 terrorists and bandits in total and rescuing 89 kidnapped victims. He reaffirmed that the armed forces remain committed to sustaining pressure on terrorist groups and criminal gangs nationwide, stressing that Buba's arrest signals that no hideout is beyond the reach of security forces. In some foreign news, South Korea has confirmed it fired one shot earlier in the week at North Korean soldiers who briefly crossed the heavily fortified border between the two countries. North Korean state media called the shot a deliberate provocation, and Pyongyang has accused Seoul of risking uncontrollable tensions. The incident was made public as new South Korean President Lee Jae-myung departed Seoul for a visit to Tokyo and Washington. Pyongyang has upped the ante in recent weeks, with leader Kim Jong-un's sister rebuffing efforts towards reconciliation made by Lee's government. The incident took place amid continuing work by North Korea since last year to permanently seal its border with the South. Over to sports news. Besiktas manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lauded Wilfred Ndidi's impact after the Nigerian midfielder featured in Thursday's 1-1 UEFA Conference League playoff first leg against Lausanne Sport. Ndidi, who joined Besiktas this summer after 8 years in England with Leicester City, played his part as the Turkish side were held in Switzerland. The former Nath Boys player arrived in Istanbul with a reputation as one of the Premier League's finest defensive midfielder. Solskjaer, who faced Ndidi during his spell in charge of Manchester United, said the midfielder's presence has already lifted the squad. The 27-year-old had been a doubt for the tie after picking up a knock on his debut, but he's in inclusion in the starting lineup, underlined his importance to Solskjaer's plans as Besiktas look to finish the job in next week's return leg in Istanbul. And that was our news at 10. Just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicle is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, on Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a mentorship program for over 1,000 youths on the theme Agripreneur, Strategy for Wealth Creation? Get more details on the Legacy Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. As part of our state visit, wife of the President, Oluremi Tinubu, held an interactive session with traditional rulers and religious leaders in Lagos State. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the new tax reform laws are designed to relieve the most vulnerable from tax burdens, ensure fairness, and promote true redistribution of the nation's commonwealth. We also told you that South Korea has confirmed it fired one shot earlier in the week at North Korean soldiers who briefly crossed the heavily fortified border between the two countries. And in sports, Besiktas manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lauded Wilfred Ndidi impact after the Nigerian midfielder featured in Thursday's 1-1 UEFA Conference League playoff first leg against Lausanne Sports. To contact the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. My name is Mike James. Good morning to you and thank you for listening.